Good morning. We're gonna leave this beautiful place at the River Loire. Here to the right there's a campsite, and there at the end there was a folkloric festival yesterday evening. There was not too much noise of that, but I know where to pay attention to the next time. Like, let's see if there in the middle there's some kind of boat platform, and they had fireworks from them. And I already hear you thinking, oh, beautiful, but Bo is really scared of fireworks. So yeah, when that started, I closed the door, put the music on very loud, and waited till it was done. And luckily, you know, that's with New Year's Eve, she was fairly quickly recovered. She recovered fairly quickly, and she was quiet. And again, after the fireworks were done, so yeah, lucky about that. But now, yeah, we stood a bit further, to the right. I just wanted to show you guys before we drove off. Yeah, we stood about here. But now we're gonna continue on the continue to follow the river Loire till just before Nantes, and then we're gonna go straight to the Brittany coast. So we're not gonna follow that's a bit let's see my mirrors. Yes, I'm so happy with that angle mirror, also for getting on the road at exits and entrances like that, where they are very tight cornered, and then I can't see anything, and I always try to turn the van straight.
Na 200 meter neem op de rotonde de tweede afslag.
That's not possible sometimes, so then with that mirror, I can at least see. But yeah, now you know the plan.
Afslag.
And today I hope and I think to get to the coast, to the Brittany coast, and I'm very curious, because that's also a reason why we're not heading forward straight at Saint-Nazaire, because that's all developed area there, so a lot of houses, and it's going to be very crowded. And I saw already on the app that a lot of places you cannot get in with a van, especially in season. And yeah, that's the problem I've got now. It is in season. It is full-on holiday season. After this week, even the French have, it's the August month, and then I believe the French, the Italians, they all have their holiday. So yeah, but we go a little bit more further north, where it's less developed and there's more nature, and it should be more easy to find spaces for the night, locations for the night. So see you guys later. Stopped a little village to get a baguette at the boulangerie, because it's Sunday today, so I don't know when I'm gonna pass by a supermarket or another boulangerie or whatever. It's Sunday, so mostly only open in the morning. Yeah, it's just past 10 now. 10 minutes past 10. I wanted to see if we could have a cup of coffee, but the bar that was open had only places full in the sun, and that was too hot. So then I'd rather skip the coffee than sit down there in the hot sun. Yeah, today should be another day about 30 degrees, but to the coast it should be a little bit ja, dan moeten we wel gas geven, hè, voorlog. Yeah, sorry, there was a little bit of swearing in Dutch. Because he was going to overtake me right in front of the corner and there was traffic coming on and he wanted to overtake me again when I had to pass the bicycle. So yeah, it's sometimes also when you want to overtake someone, look ahead, make sure there are no bicycles the other car has to go left for or whatever. But yeah, some are just impatient. And I'm going 80, so just shy of 80. Yeah, she did that one nice. That's also a thing when traffic comes on and there is a bicycle in the other lane. You've got to think too, because sometimes they just swirl out, on the other time they just go right past the bicycle, and that's and this it's you gotta be cautious, you gotta see things, you really gotta be awake here with all the and I don't know if that was a French guy or a tourist, but mostly are the tourists. A lot of the French say you're crazy going on a bike here, because it's all 80-kilometer roads, they're fairly small, and there were no bike lanes or whatever, and especially here those guys on the racing bikes, these are, they do it well, completely on the side and behind each other, but sometimes they just go in a group, stay in the middle of the road like they're riding the Tour de France, and yeah, that's very, very annoying. But yeah, I was just going to say I stopped for a French baguette, but yeah, that's how things go. Look at that, tournesol. First I saw
rechts afslaan, daarna rechts afslaan.
On the parking lot because of what I see here. Let me finish my story. I saw McDonald's, so I thought coffee, and then I also saw boulangerie, so I checked if they had croissants, and they did, freshly from the oven. So I took two instead of one, and they were great. But I turned around because of this blue beauty. Look at that, that's a camper for sure. Yeah, it is. But yeah, that's nicely done. We are still
Na 1
in
kilometer neem op de rotonde de tweede afslag.
Anjou region. I don't know for in other countries, but like in the Netherlands, a lot of the rosé wines that are sold are from the Anjou region. So yeah, that's well known for its rosé wines. I thought that might be an interesting fact.
Na 400 meter.
not that busy on the road. It's yeah, my sister's got to travel today. She's
tweede afslag.
traveling from the campsite where I visited her back to the Netherlands, and so she looked at the traffic agency's reports for the day, and they expected a yellow Sunday. So yesterday was an orange Saturday, not a black Saturday. That's the mostly two Saturdays in the year you don't want to travel.
De eerste afslag.
So yesterday was an orange Saturday, and today should be a yellow Sunday. But I must say, but then again, I'm not really on that big touristy route, so it's yeah, off the highway and off the toll roads where we are. I think maybe when we get close to Nantes, then it will be a bit more traffic, a bit busier on the road.
Neem op de rotonde de eerste afslag.
But we'll see. I trust my navigation to lead me around the traffic jams, and yeah, let's see. I didn't see any red markings on the road, so yeah. Yeah.
Na 300 meter neem op de rotonde de tweede afslag.
I know some of you guys like to travel with me through the little French towns and villages, so I just put camera on for this one. It's one of those little French towns. A lot of people do that. They go to the right before they go to the left, and the same all the way around. When you have to turn right, they first go to the left. I never understood that, because it's not really that they're driving trucks or something, because when you drive a big truck or a huge bus, yeah, you got to do that. But when you just drive a car, and even, yeah, with tight corners, I have to do that with the van too, but
na 300 meter neem op de rotonde de tweede afslag.
You don't have to do that, and especially with a normal passenger vehicle. I don't know if that showed in the video, but they had an old Renault on the roof at the garage to the right.
De tweede afslag.
Yeah, this. But they are. See, they even got a football stadium. Yeah, stadium. It's a big word for football fields with a stand where people can sit. But yeah, they got a covered stand, so it's not that small. Champtoise-sur-Loire. Yeah, and we're probably back to the Loire River somewhere. I should be to the left. When I look over the trees here, we are now on yeah, high up. So to the left is the valley. That should be the Loire Valley. So somewhere in the middle there, probably there where the most trees are, because they're closest to the water. There is the Loire River. Yeah, that was a little town. Slowly getting closer to the Loire again. But we are still on the top of the right bank from the Loire, on top of the valley. I don't know if it shows when I turn you guys over a bit to the. That's the most I can turn you. And I don't know if you can see to the left. Yeah, not now, because there's all trees. Maybe when it clears a bit here. But yeah, we're on one of the valley sides, because to the right it doesn't go up much more, but to the left it goes down. You can really see Verrades.
Volg deze route nog 10 kilometer.
Yeah, now the road starts winding down, so yeah. Here you also notice that we're winding down into the Loire Valley more and more. And then, yeah. And also there are cows in the meadows. The meadows are all dried out. They're all brown, but yeah, it's like hay instead of grass now, but there's still enough for the cows to eat, but yeah, they probably need a bit more water to drink with less moisture in their food. But yeah, I noticed that there are cows in the meadows now. They are from the Limousins, the cow race. It's the Limousin cows. You've got them in white and brown, and they are bred a lot here in France. They've got nice meat, so. Saint-Herblain, Bel Air. Yeah, we just passed Buffalo Grill. It's one of the, you see them a lot in France, but it was the first I seen on this trip. But that's maybe also because I'm not around the big towns, and they mostly are situated in the bigger towns or very touristy areas. But yeah, I had to think about that because when I was with my sister, there was a news item that said in France 23, I believe 23 bisons had escaped from a farm where they were bred. And so my sister said, bisons in France? Yeah, they are bred for meat and in farms somewhere in the Haute-Savoie. So that's at the French-Swiss border side. So completely opposite. We are on the east side, that's on the west side. But they opted to shoot the animals down because they could be a danger to people instead of trying to catch them. So yeah, I don't think that's okay, but I had to think about that when I saw the Buffalo Grill, because at the Buffalo Grill you can actually get bison meat, so you get a bison steak, and I must say I like it very much. It's very tasteful meat. So yeah, so this piece is probably not for the vegetarians along my audience, but yeah, that's also part of life. Even if you're vegetarians, people still eating. So and that's yeah, I had to think about that when I saw the Buffalo Grill. So we're driving then in the sun, then in the shade of the clouds. You can see also in the video that there's quite some clouds out today. But we're driving in the right direction because yeah, the temperature in the shade of the clouds dropped to about 27. And yeah, when you drive in the sun and the sun is on the thermometer, then it goes right up to over the 30. But now on the coast it should be about 25 degrees in the coming days. And the contrary to the inland, where temperatures like in Condé-sur-Beuvron, where I was visiting my sister, temperature in I believe tomorrow and the day after should be way over 40 degrees. So nah, that's not for me really. I've said it before, but my temperature range that I think is nice and comfortable is 20-25. So that's how I like it best. When you're on the coast and there is a little breeze, it can be a few degrees over, I don't mind that, but 30 is way too hot, and when it surpasses that, then it's no way, it's not for me. Gotta get out. Some yellow dots on the route marker. I got the map, and then in below I've got like a bar where blue is good and all is driving, and yellow there is an accident or road construction or slow traffic or stuff like that. And red, then
Na
it's
400
standing
meter
still.
neem op de rotonde de tweede afslag.
But there are a few yellow dots coming up now, and so I guess we're getting in the neighborhood of Nantes, the big city. That it's going to be a bit more busy on the road, but yeah, for now it's all good.
Tweede afslag.
Yeah, Nantes is 16 kilometers out. So yeah, Nantes is a beautiful city. So when you're in the neighborhood, definitely pay a visit. And also don't forget to visit La Machine. It's an art collective that builds huge puppets. It's the best way, I guess, or something. You have a huge child, like a machine, and an elephant that's also an elephant that's huge, and they are all driven by cranes and tractors, and it's amazing how they do it. And when you go off season, when they're not, especially late in the fall or winter, when they're not traveling through Europe, then a lot of those figures they have are there at their base in Nantes. And but also in season there's always something to see, because they've
Volg deze
got so
route
much
nog 3 kilometer.
that they can bring everything anytime. So every time. So yeah. It's really amazing, and they also fix things like like a carousel. They've got a ferry ride, and in the theme of Jules Verne, it's really amazing. So here's the sign of Nantes. It's also an old city, so it's beautiful. Definitely, when you are in the area, go visit. This is the biggest yellow dot on my navigation. We are on the side skirts of Nantes, so it was to be expected. There's road construction going on, or is going to be done, or whatever. So yeah, this is slowly driving traffic, but it shouldn't be too bad, because I believe in about a kilometer and a half we're gonna exit. So yeah, took the exit. It was driving again immediately. We're on a stretch of highway now north of Nantes. I believe we stay on it for about 20 kilometers, and then we're about 50 kilometers off the coast, and then we go on the D and N roads again. But with the big cities like Nantes and Saint-Nazaire, after that it's easier to just take a little stretch of highway to stay out of the city traffic and stuff like that. So yeah, and I don't mind. I want to go get to the coast. So yeah, a little stretch of highway. Yeah, we're still on the N165. It's not really a highway, but it's a route nationale, the N road, but it's a 110 kilometer road, and we are getting closer to the coast. There are a lot of what's the English word for those? Foldable camping cars? I don't know. It's like a hybrid between a tent and a camping car. So it's you can fold them out. I don't know, when you English talking people watching and you know the word for it, if there is a word, then please let me know in the comments. I would like to know. But yeah, you fold them out. It's like a tent on a cart. Yeah. Like this is a regular camping car, and then you got, they also pack very small in a very small, I don't know, maybe when we get passed by it can be one of those folded things. I'll turn the camera back on, but yeah, if you know what I mean, let me know the English word for them. Yes, along the road. That should indicate that it's a bit more...
Na 700 meter neem op de rotonde de derde afslag.
Down here. Yeah, not so much anymore, but a bit back was all first. About 20 kilometers out of the coast, and it's fairly quiet on the road.
Na 400 meter neem op de rotonde de tweede afslag.
This is a prediction for how it is on the coast. I will be very happy. Morbihan. But I don't think so. I expect it to be busy, but yeah, let's see. We just passed a sign that we are in the commune of Ferrel, and that there is no tents and no caravans, so no camping cars. Allowed to park or whatever set up at other than designated places. So there was nothing about campers, so yeah. The van to the side. We are on the Côte Sauvage. The camping spot was completely full, but I'm gonna do it this way. Oh, kom eens hier. Allez. We are on the Côte Sauvage, and that's because of the rocks, and you can imagine that if tide is up that it hits those rocks. But now the tide is down, it's low tide. Let's see if this puddle is a bit... I got to take off my slippers because they stick to the mud and then get loose, and you just throw in... yeah, this is a bit cooler, this puddle. And smaller ones are really hot from warmed by the sun, but it is beautiful, and it is really quiet down here. Oh, I like that so much. Not only hope we can find a spot for the night somewhere fairly close to the coast. I love the Brittany coast. It's beautiful. It really is. The water is not for cooling down. It's the water was lukewarm, but this is just, yeah, this really is warm water. I don't know what temperature is, but at least 30 degrees. But Bo is having fun. Ja, kom maar. Bo, jij uit? Richtig goed. To show you guys, we went down to the beach down there. This is where we drove to. It's a fairly nice camper spot, and it's good that they do this, but it's too crowded for me. They turned out the awnings so no one can fit in between. Yeah, I would fit in front of the red one, but I don't like to be packed like this. And but we parked in the shade down here and had lunch. So that's a good spot to stay. The sun is turning now. There's Bo. Hi. Hey. Say hi to the people. Bo. Psst. Oh, spoiled little brat. And now, yeah, we're gonna continue. Try to find a nice little village with a harbor or something. Yeah, I chose to drive all the way around this peninsula we're on now. Along the coastline, but it's yeah, it's the wild coast, how they call it, the Côte Sauvage, but it's yeah, because of the cliffs and the very rugged coastline. So I don't actually know if you drive over top of a cliff or down at sea level where beaches are or harbors. Yeah, we'll just see. I love those little roads. Beautiful. It smells really salty. Oh, no. Yeah, this is Brittany too, with the low tide and the boats on the side. I really like it. Let's see if I can just, yeah. Nice. There are a lot of those park spaces to the side, but also a lot with a 2-meter height bar. Yeah, I cannot fit under there. I mean, with a Volkswagen Bully with a pop-up roof, you could, but my van is 2.5, so just shy of 2.5. But yeah.
Rechts afslaan.
But here is great water. I don't know if we can park up here for a minute, but yeah. I thought that might be possible, but yeah.
Keer indien mogelijk om. Maak een U-bocht. Daarna meteen rechtdoor rijden.
I would like to go down there for a minute, but everything is restricted with height bars, and I don't know if I park it beside that van. I will be sticking out too far.
Keer indien mogelijk om. Maak een U-bocht. Daarna meteen rechtdoor rijden.
But I saw something. Let's see if we could do this. Yeah, we could definitely do this. I'm gonna put it a little bit more straight, like this. Now, first I've got to check if Bo is allowed onto the beach, because when she isn't, there's no use. Bo isn't allowed on the beach, so I just continue.
Rechts afslaan. Na 100 meter rechts afslaan. U heeft uw bestemming bereikt. Rechts afslaan.
Small French town with a small harbor. Bo, sit. I say put. She's very impatient. She wants to go into the water somewhere. But it's low tide, so we have to see. Yeah, I really love those kind of villages. Very muddy water. I don't know if it comes across on video because I'm wearing sunglasses. I can't really see. But yeah, it's very muddy. Maybe because the tide is coming in and there's all dirt on the side here and the oyster boats. I don't know. But I'm not gonna let Bo in like this because she's already brown, but it doesn't have to be full of mud.
bien 9.
Again. It was a good afternoon bite and drink. So and that for €8. It was with bread and Brittany chips, what was like a crab but very crispy baked, and then freshly marinated anchovies, roulette with fish, and like French have the tartare, and then with algae was this. It was it was great, very nice. And then a glass of wine and a carafe, half a liter of water, and that for only €8. So yeah, nice. These little gems you find somewhere along the road sometimes, and yeah, this was definitely one of them. I have to remember to put it on my map later so I can find it back. I just pin it on a personal map with places to eat and drink, or places to go and stuff like that. Yeah.
Na 1 kilometer links afslaan.
Here in the forest with shade of the trees and a little breeze coming through, but next to nothing of internet, very slow, and that's a shame because that I'll need to do some work, so I need something. So yeah, and because it's only 6 o'clock, I decided to drive on a bit and see if there are any better solutions for the night. Part of the harbor on side where we're staying. Well, up there somewhere, and we can look through the trees and we see those boats, and they are a little bit further out. That's our view. I just walked down with Boo. I don't want to let her into the water now because it's evening, she won't dry. But yeah, not bad. This is always a bit wobbly. She feels that.